好きって言葉を知る前からずっとお前が好きだった。
Hospital. Since the publication of Operation Boer, Luke has to go to the hospital every week for a confidential routine body check. After cross-checking the data on the computer several times, Aaron's tense expression finally relaxed into a smile. Before Luke has a chance to tidy his clothes, Aaron hurriedly opens the curtain.
夏彦、間違いない。お前の体はもうほとんど回復しているぞ。これからしばらくの間は薬の服用をやめてもいい。その代わり、毎週検査を受けてデータを取った方がいいだろうが。
Luke doesn't speak as if he hasn't come to terms with the news.
どうした？嬉しくて言葉も出ないのか？
いえ、ただこんなにも早いとは。
After obtaining official approval, Aaron received an enormous amount of Antivax data and started his specialized research. During that period, he used the data to upgrade and improve his research, developing a more comprehensive treatment plan for Luke.
そうだな。俺もここまで効果があるとは予想できなかった。今後異常が現れなければ完治ってことになる。
完治。
Luke is unsure how he feels about this distant word that is now part of his reality.
ああ。お前もようやく望み通りに彼女と添い遂げられる。お前がステラ市に戻ってきたばかりの頃を思い出すよ。お前たちのためにかなり気をもんだからな。ま、二人ともうまくいっているようで何よりだよ。流行りの言葉で言えば、俺の推し活も成功したわけだ。
Right when Aaron finishes his sentence, a loud thunder crashes outside. They both turn toward the window as the downpour starts.
雨だ。
急に降ってきたな。そういえば、お前が彼女に手紙を書いて打ち明けたのも、こんな雨の日じゃなかったか？
The rain patters against the window, drawing out Luke's memory from a remote corner of his mind.
ああ、ちょうど今の時期でしたね。
Aaron turns and elbows Luke playfully.
今なら体調もかなり回復したんだ。彼女に思いっきり告白したらどうだ？相談に乗ってやろう。
告白。
Aaron's words reminded Luke that, due to the circumstances last time, the confession was not romantic enough. He didn't want any external factors to affect her decision, but now that things are different, maybe a ceremony was in order. And he had been planning one a long time ago anyway.
大丈夫だよ、ケンに。全部自分でやってみせるから。もうこんな時間だ。あいつを迎えに行くので、今日は帰ります。
いい知らせを早く伝えたいんだろう。引き止めるなんて野暮な真似はしないが、定期的に検査には来るんだぞ。
うん、わかってます。
You immediately go downstairs to meet up with Luke when it's time to go home. Today is his checkup day at Aaron's. In fact, he has been recovering since last year. He is still taking meds, but it hasn't relapsed for a long time, and that means Aaron's treatment is working. Law firm first floor. You squeeze out the elevator door as soon as it opens and see Luke under a billboard with an umbrella. He looks so dreamy when the neon lights shining on him. He catches your eye before you call out to him and walks towards you.
たった5分で降りてくるなんて、仕事を終えた瞬間エレベーターに飛び乗ったろ。
Of course, I knew you were waiting, so I had to catch one as soon as possible. Anyways, what did Aaron say? You lock arms with him and ask him about the question plaguing your mind all day.
ケン兄は悪くないってさ。この状態なら薬をやめて経過観察しようってことになった。
That's great! Does that mean you'll be fine going forward?
そうとも限らないんだ。定期的な検査は続けないとならないみたいだし。
That's still good news. We need to celebrate. Luke doesn't respond to your suggestion right away and instead takes your bag as usual. He doesn't seem too excited about the news. In fact, he is almost too calm about it. Luke?
いや、なんでもない。お前も最近は忙しいだろう。お祝いなら俺に任せてくれ。
I can't let you do that. A drop of water hits your face before you can finish. It's raining again. Luke opens the umbrella over your head and smiles at you.
そんなに気にかけてくれるなら、何かプレゼントが欲しいな。
A gift, of course, but... Luke puts his forehead against yours to stop you from opposing. The umbrella blocks the gazes from the crowd.
実は、お祝いの他にやりたいことがあるんだよ。
What is it?
秘密。今日は俺にとっていいことがあったんだし、頼む。
It's rare for Luke to act like this, and you simply can't say no. Alright, I'll go work on that gift then.
やった。そしたら、まずは晩ご飯でも食うか。
Let's go to the restaurant you shared with me during lunch. I can tell from the pictures that the food is delicious.
じゃあ、決まりだな。
Since then, you've been dedicated to your work while Luke, having no task recently, spends his days watching over his antique shop. You suspect he's spending all his time there because it's easier to keep the celebration plan a secret. Based on what you know of him, the celebration, which is meant for him, will probably end up being a surprise for you. Home. You finally close all your cases and decide to take a half day off. As you expected, no one's home. Luke is probably still at the shop, which gives you some time to think about your gift to him. After all, this is a critical point in his life. Simply buying gift doesn't feel enough. Remember, I brought those packed boxes from my parents' home to the new home. There are many of Luke's and my old things inside. Maybe I can find some inspiration from there. You swiftly remove those boxes from the study as soon as you make up your mind. You spread these items from the past in front of you, reliving the story between Luke and you. Trading cards, posters, award certificates, and some collections from that time. Wow, this is... At the very bottom of one of the boxes, you find two faded and entangled friendship bracelets. A red one and a gold one. You place one on your wrist and realize it won't fit anymore. These friendship bracelets were popular when you were little, and you had one as well. People said that if you kept wearing them, every wish of yours would come true. So not only did you wear them every day, but you also made Luke wear them. Unexpectedly, these bracelets made your dream come true once. Your parents' home. It is the last week of summer. You and Luke have been hoping to your parents that your parents can take you to the amusement park on the weekend. But it has been raining since Thursday, and with school about to start, you're starting to lose hope. We won't be able to go to the amusement park tomorrow, will we? Yubom looks back with your head. He puts his book down and turns to look at you.
心配すんなって。おじさんだって願いは自然に叶うものだって言ってたろ。
But there is also the possibility of a typhoon coming tomorrow. If the weather clears up tomorrow, I promise to never leave my summer reading until the last day. You pray and make a wish to the unnamed god of weather. When you open your eyes, you see a big smile on Luke's face. Are you laughing at me?
笑ってなんかないよ。
Luke denies any wrongdoing and holds your hand, the friendship bracelet slowly sliding down your arms.
このブレスレットにお願いをしたら願いが叶うんだろ。二人でお願いしてみようぜ。
Will it work? Despite being the one who believed in these bracelets, you didn't turn to them for help at the first chance you got.
やってみればわかる。
Luke takes your hand, intertwining his fingers with yours. Luke,
二人で同じ願い事をすると必ず叶うって友達から聞いたんだ。
I see. Then let's do it. You and Luke close your eyes and wish that you can go to the amusement park tomorrow. You remember seeing the blazing sun in the sky when you opened the curtain first thing in the morning. You went to the amusement park with your parents and had a great time. I didn't know I kept them. I wonder if Luke still remembers. To find out, you decide to leave them in an inconspicuous place that Luke is sure to see. You look around and pick an incredible spot under Luke's pillow. I bet he's going to be surprised when he sees them tonight before going to bed. You imagine the surprise on Luke's face and pick up the pillow, but a cylindrical item falls onto the carpet. What's that? You realize it's Luke's pills, and this bottle has already been opened. This is a special medicine with prescribed doses that must be taken at specific times during the day. Based on the last time he stopped taking meds, this bottle should have a lot more than what's currently inside. Could it be? You shake your head to disperse the thoughts. Luke would never joke about his illness, but the number of pills has been reduced, and that's a fact. Luke. Your grip on the bottle tightens. You're about to call him, but you stop yourself mid-dial. If he's keeping this from me, then he doesn't want me to know, and I won't be able to get anything out of him even if I question him. If Aaron is Luke's attending doctor, he should know everything about Luke's situation. I'll call him first. You go back to the dialing screen and call Aaron.
ああ、弁護士さん。こんな電話をかけてくる暇なんてあるのか？夏彦とお祝いの計画を進めているはずだろう。
Aaron is probably outside because there's a lot of noise in the background. Actually, I wanted to ask you about Luke.
夏彦のこと？昨日の定期検査の結果はかなり安定していたが、まさかあいつの体調に何か？
Aaron's voice suddenly becomes serious when you mention Luke. No, I just found out that he's still taking meds.
まだ飲んでるって？
Yeah, so I wanted to know if his condition is not as optimistic as I thought. You don't finish your sentence, but as Luke's attending doctor, Aaron already knows what's on your mind.
何？心配はいらないよ。俺の見立てでは、夏彦は大きな問題を抱えていない。 しばらくは薬も必要ないだろ
If that's the case, why did he?
う。おそらく、今の自分に慣れていないんだ。
Not used to it.
そうだ。弁護士さんも知っているだろう。夏彦は屈託がなさそうに見えて、案外融通の利かないところがある。
You hear a sigh from Aaron, who is entirely right about Luke's selective stubbornness. Like when he evaded you and pushed you away because he knew he was ill.
俺からも説得してみよう。ただ、あなたも知っているように、あいつは、一人で何年も、いつ死ぬかわからない状態でいたんだ。相当な精神的ストレスがかかっただろう。ただでさえ、周囲の人を気にかけるタイプだからね。
But he can't keep taking meds.
ああ、その通りだと思う。ただ、あの薬は一定期間継続して服用しても問題なく、人体に悪影響を与えることもない。あいつが吹っ切れさえすれば、大抵のことはうまくいくだろう。だから、もう少し時間をやってくれないか。
Does Aaron mean that Luke has to transition on his own? Is there anything I can do for him? You know Luke is physically fine, but how is he supposed to face the future if he can't wrap his mind around it? You're greedy and you want Luke to be happy in every single aspect of his life.
それは、あなた自身で判断するといい。
Me?
夏彦にこれ以上任せておけないと思った時こそ、あなたの出番だ。弁護士さんの思いを伝えたらいい。あいつに一番効き目があるのは、あなたの言葉だから。
I see. Thank you, Aaron. After the call, you feel a little better and put the bottle back where you found it. Like Aaron said, you decide to give Luke more time to come to terms with this and pretend that you don't know about him taking meds. But if he keeps it up, Your thoughts are interrupted by the roaring thunder and the pouring rain. You look outside the window and see that the ground is drenched in the blink of an eye, while pedestrians run for cover. Torrential downpours have been happening often as of late, even though it's sunny during the day. You suddenly realize something. You didn't bring an umbrella this morning. He always picked you up from work when he wasn't busy, but today... I'll go pick him up. But I need to make sure he doesn't notice my anxiety, or he's going to worry about that too. You open your eyes and take a deep breath, then leave the house with an umbrella. Antique shop. You open the door to the antique shop, leaving the downpour behind. Within these quaint walls, Luke is writing something furiously on the desk, akin to how he used to try finishing his homework on the last day of the summer vacation. He does not notice that you are here, either because he is too focused on what's at hand or because the rain is too loud. It isn't until you approach him that he stands up nervously, closes his notebook and hides it behind him.
お前、どうしてここに？
You shake the umbrella in your hand. It's raining, so I came to pick you up. You smile and walk toward him, almost cornering him. In the end, I caught you hiding something from me.
何も隠してないぞ。
I saw it. If you don't show me, I'm going to tickle you. You pretend to tickle him and he immediately gives you what's in his hand. The cover looks old and your names are written on the first page. This is...
俺たちの交換日記。首都に行く前にこっそり持って行ってたんだ。
Diary exchange was very popular when you were in middle school, and you forced Luke into doing one with you back then. It stopped when he went to the capital, and you put the diary away in a corner of the bookshelf so you wouldn't see it and miss him. So you've had it with you this whole time.
あの時は俺が書いてお前に送ったら交換日記を続けられると思ってさ。だけどいろんな出来事が重なって結局できなくなっちまったな。
So you've written in it during your time in the capital.
少しずつだけど書いてたよ。
You found your last entry, which was about how you felt after finding out Lu was admitted to the youth class in the capital. You were happy and sad at the same time. You also wrote in full about how he should visit often, and he drew a stick figure with the OK gesture under your words. You liar. You mumble something and keep flipping the pages, which are mostly about Luke's life in the capital. He even listed delicious restaurants and interesting places with a note that he would take you to these places one day. He said he only wrote on and off, but there was a lot of information. You see his life in the capital before your eyes as you go through the pages. He wrote a lot. Near the end, there are drawings spanning across 2 pages with some writing around them, both new and old. What's this? You aren't sure what the drawings are about and want to look closer at the text, but a lean hand covers the page. You raise your head and see Luke looking into your eyes, blushing yet trying to remain calm.
まだ内緒。だから見ないでくれ。
You want to tease him some more, but you see how serious he is and decide to give him a break. I guess. You close the diary and give it back to Luke and notice his wooden box, the one with a pipe page printed on it. This box. The box was stolen when Luke first returned, but Aaron did it on purpose to force Luke into facing you. I haven't seen this box since that time when Aaron played the Sphinx.
持って帰ってきてから店に置きっぱなしだったからな。俺も交換日記を探してる時にやっと引っ張り出したんだ。
Huh, the diary was inside. I didn't even notice last time.
この前ってお前はあの四つ葉のクローバーの指輪しか見てなかったじゃないか。はめたら抜けなくなって。
You are assaulted by a memory from the past when you had put on a ring that Luke made for you when you were young without thinking twice. As suspected, even though you could easily put on the ring, it took a lot of effort to get it off. Let's just end this conversation.
わかったって。もう言わないよ。
Luke holds up your hand and mimes pulling a zipper over his mouth with it. You then take his hand and interlock your fingers with his. But without Aaron, we wouldn't be together now.
そうだな。ケンニーの空いた時間を見計らってごちそうでもしないとな。
Before that, we should clean up this place first. It's pretty obvious that Luke turned this place upside down to find the diary. Just like how you were going through your boxes at home after living together for so long, your behavior has become similar. You put everything back into the box and Luke picks it up to put it on the shelf. Suddenly, a pendant-like item falls out from his pocket. Oh, what's this? Luke quickly picks it up before you can get a good look at it.
ああ、気にしないでくれ。俺が特殊任務についてた頃の ID タグだからさ。
You knew Luke had a dog tag as an agent for identification purposes during tasks. But why does he still have it when he is no longer doing them? May I? Luke doesn't decline but doesn't say yes right away, only extending his hand after some hesitation. A small dog tag falls onto your palm. This one is more beat up than any of the ones you've seen. It's broken and cracked in some places, and even when it sees Raven, his good name is caved in, showing just what kind of danger it has been in. It's so damaged. You run your fingertips over the text on the tag, trying to sense what it has been through. Luke sighs helplessly when he sees the worry on your face.
この ID タグは、初めての特殊任務の時に壊れたんだ。
It was bad, wasn't it?
そこまで危険じゃなかったけど、あの頃の俺は経験不足だったから、敵の罠にはまってさ。向こうとやり合ってる時、この ID タグが守ってくれたおかげで助かったんだよ。
Luke makes it sound like nothing happened, but the damage on the tag and the broken card tells a different story. Where were you hurt? You reach for Luke, but he grabs your hand and rubs it inside his.
さあな、もう何年も前のことだし、傷跡なんて残ってないよ。そんなしんどそうな顔するなって。
Luke pinches your cheeks casually. He is always trying to show you his happy side. Just like how he has been anxious on the inside lately, but plays along with the celebration.
俺は本当に大丈夫だ。見ろよ。こんなに元気だろ。お前がめちゃくちゃ心配すると思って言わなかっただけさ。
If that's really the case, then why did he secretly keep the damaged tag? And why was he panicked when you saw it? What are you exactly scared of, Luke? But you managed to calm yourself down and refrain from asking him the question in your mind. That means this tag is a lucky charm that protected you. Luke's shoulders finally loosen up.
そうとも言えるな。
Can I keep it for now? You rub the rugged tag and a fuzzy idea comes together in your head.
なんで？
That's a secret. You have secrets too, don't you? You tap the diary on the table to remind him. Now we're even.
わかった。お前に預けるな。よし、雨が止んだみたいだ。早く帰ろう。
Home. Late at night, Luke's worn dog tag gives off a faint glow under the bedside lamp. You turn and find that Luke's blanket has fallen off, exposing his shoulders. How can you sleep like that? Aaron said that you should intervene when you think the time is right. You have a feeling that it won't be very far off. I don't want him to celebrate with me before he's ready. But this is not the time to speak up yet. You pull the blanket over his shoulder and he pulls you into his arms. Luke,
早く寝ろよ。
he rubs his face against yours and mumbles. His warmth makes you sleepy and you easily fall asleep in his arms. You find yourself half awake in a dark space, in a hurry to meet Luke. But there are no routes and no landmarks for you to ascertain your location. You can only keep going ahead, ahead, ahead. And then you see the antique shop floating in the air by itself. Like a tired traveler finally spotting their destination, you grate your teeth and quickly walk toward the shop. The bell chimes when you open the door to the antique shop, but you don't recognize anything inside. All the items are floating in the air, unaffected by gravity. A figure among them is desperately looking for something. Luke, dog tag in hand, looks sad and confused while kneeling on the floor with his head down. Luke? You call his name, but he does not reply. An invisible barrier stops you from getting closer to him.
俺は、お前が好きだ。
His voice, tinged with sadness, reaches your mind as if he is whispering into your ear.
好きって言葉を知る前からずっと、お前が好きだった。首都にいた頃は、極秘任務が終わったら、お前に告白しようって決めてたくらい。考えに考えて、お前に、俺の気持ちを知ってほしくてさ。世界中に俺の気持ちを打ち明けたかった。だけど、
Luke looks down for a while, then plucks up his courage and continues.
任務が終わって、お前に会いに行けるってなった時には、感染してたんだ。くそ。こんな不公平な運命があるかよ。
Luke! You bang on the invisible barrier and watch as your voice print dissipates, unable to reach him.
運命は、いつも俺をもてあそぶ。俺が未来に、夢を描こうとすると、いつも騙し討ちをしてくるんだ。浮かれるなって、警告するみたいにさ。
That's not true, Luke. Amid your shouts, Luke raises his head absentmindedly and looks in your direction. But you know your voice cannot reach him and that he cannot see you. An invisible power separates you two. Is it fate, or is Luke unwilling to let you drown in the dark ocean within his heart? You keep hearing his whispers as he brings up his deepest thoughts to revisit them.
あの頃の俺は、お前を避けて、お前の人生に関わらないと決めた。それなのに、自分の心に嘘はつけなくて、何回も誓いを破って、俺は。
A gust of nowhere blows everything away in the room. The lights flicker. Luke stops, looking heartbroken.
今、こうしてお前と一緒にいる未来を考えていても、心の中では、この穏やかな時間が信じられないんだ。未来ってやつが、俺の人生の中で不確実すぎるのか。俺は本当にお前を幸せにできるのか。
Of course, Luke. You are the only person in this world that can make me happy. You answer while banging on the barrier with all your might. The image in front of you cracks, then shatters as darkness fills the gaps. Look! Look! You try to make him hear your voice and keep shouting his name, but he does not seem to notice. And then everything is engulfed by darkness. Luke! Luke! Please, come back.
なあ、起きろ。俺はここにいる。大丈夫だ。消えたりなんかしないから。
You hear a familiar voice calling out to you repeatedly. You open your eyes and see a worried look. You embrace him immediately, and your palm hurts from gripping the dog tag too hard. But the pain makes you feel alive, grounding you as Luke pats your back to soothe you.
悪い夢でも見たんだろ。心配するな。目が覚めたんだから、もう大丈夫だよ。
Luke. The sadness from the dream seems to have spilled over, and you hold onto Luke even tighter.
ここにいる。
Why do you look so sad?
俺は辛くなんか。
His denial makes you even worse for the helpless Luke in your dream. Maybe this is the moment that Aaron was talking about. You can't let Luke carry the baggage on his own. You might not be able to change anything, but at least you can let him know how you feel right now. Why are you still taking meds? I thought you... You finally tell him what's on your mind without holding back. The hand that has been patting your back rhythmically stops for a few seconds before continuing.
お前、薬の瓶を見たのか。あれは、無意識にやっちまうんだ。朝起きたら、薬を飲む生活が続いてたろ。全部吐いてるから飲んでないよ。
He makes everything sound so casual, as if he's talking about forgetting to brush his teeth the night before. But you know it's more than that. The intersection of dreams and reality prompts you to ask what you think is the most terrifying question for Luke. Are you worried that the illness will relapse? Are you afraid of uncertain future? He does not answer right away and eventually sigh.
俺は、ただ不安なんだ。こんなに幸せでいいのかって。病気は再発しないのか。もし体が大丈夫でも、職場に復帰したら、また危険な任務に就く。もし俺に何かあったら、お前はどうする？
I knew it. Aaron was right about Luke overthinking some things. He's bent on getting the good ending when it comes to games, but he always thinks the worst will happen when it comes to himself. You let him go and look into his eyes, which are covered in a fog of melancholy. Do you realize that you're always pessimistic when talking about us?
俺、
He shifts his gaze.
わからないんだ。人生なんかうまくいきっこないって、どこかで思ってる。どんな風に幸せな未来を考えてたのか、思い出せなくなっちまった。あの日から、まだ抜け出せてないんだろうな。
Even though Luke is only in his 20s, what he has been through might be more painful than someone's entire life. But everything is over, isn't it? You put your hands on his face and turn his gaze towards you. Look, we can't change the past. But I know that if we keep worrying that bad things might happen, we might miss the good things in life.
わかってる。でも俺は。
He doesn't finish what he wants to say. He's in a bind, like how he was trapped in the antique shop with a strange gravity. Just accepting the happiness because you deserve it. You want to tell him that, but how do you go about it? This is something that you both have to think about. You bump Luke's head with yours, and he finally gives you a look that isn't sadness.
なんだよ。
It's okay if we can't do it for now. I mean, we didn't have the luxury to think about the future before. But it's different now. We have endless possibilities. It's normal for someone to worry when facing the unknown alone, but I will help you accept the future at your own pace.
お前、
Luke thinks about it for a moment, then smiles and nods.
約束するよ。なるべく悩まないようにするって。
You manage to get Luke to promise you, even though you know his anxiety isn't going to go away with just a few words. But this is good enough for now. You have plenty of time in the future to change how he thinks. Let's start with the celebration. Can you tell me what you wrote at the end of the diary? You changed the topic to something less serious. Luke quickly understands what you mean and he straightens your pajamas.
そうだな。あと何日か経てばわかるよ。
In a few days, you'll suddenly remember that in a few days it will be your anniversary with Luke. I guess I'll give him his gift on that day too. Looking at the broken dog tag in your hand, you already know what you want to get him. The wish is more likely to come true if two people make the same wish. You hear his words from the past again. Home. Before you know it, the day arrives. You open your eyes to a huge bouquet of sunflowers. They smell even better under the warm sun.
おはよう。記念日おめでとう。
He tries to pull you up, but you pull him down instead. You rest your head on his shoulder and close your eyes for a while. He's not in a hurry either, so he stays with you.
歯を磨いたら一緒に朝ごはんを食べよう。どうだ？
You mumble something, but you have no intention of getting up. Luke plays with your hair and talks to himself, letting you know what's on his mind.
前の告白は簡単にしすぎたからずっと心残りだったんだ。手作りのオルゴールを渡した以外お祝いらしいお祝いもできなかったし、最後には二人ともびしょ濡れになっちまって全然ロマンチックじゃなかったよな。
I didn't think so. You were there, so it was good enough for me.
いいわけないだろ。ちゃんとしたことをやれないなんて。
Are you going to make it up with this anniversary? He lets you go and looks into your eyes with a smile.
お前に喜んでもらいたい。
Luke extends his hands again and pulls you up easily this time. But I do have one question.
なんだ？
You smell the sunflowers in your arms, and they give off a faint, refreshing scent. Did you come up with today's plans recently, or did you already know what you wanted to do a long time ago?
首都にいた頃に大体は考えてたよ。付け足したこともあるけどな。
Since his time at the capital, he had been thinking about it for a long time. You let go of one hand and put it around his neck, then kiss him on the forehead. Let's go with your plan today, then. After breakfast, he takes you to a lot of places that you wanted to go together. And everywhere you go, he secretly takes photos of you, thinking that you don't notice at all. Cafeteria. At night, you arrive at a niche restaurant that supposedly only takes 20 reservations a day. You and Luke walk through a web of side streets before reaching a residential building, after which you are allowed in after giving the right passphrase. The server, who is also the owner, takes you to your seats and then quickly explains today's menu before disappearing. Did you find this place? It's not on any websites and is in a very inconvenient location. Luke talks animatically to keep you interested.
父さん一押しの店なんだ。うちの両親が残してくれた育児日記、覚えてるか？
Yeah. It was in the box that Luke's parents left behind after they passed away, and you found it on Luke's birthday. There were a lot of things from his childhood, and the growth book was one of the items that stood out. His parents both wrote in it, and there were records of Luke and you spending time together.
父さんは次に見る母さんに当てて育児日記の中に自分の日常も付け加えていたんだ。例えば父さんが母さんと喧嘩した後、仲直りしたいけど母さんも仕事が忙しくて謝るチャンスもないまま自分が出張になっちまって、それで父さんは仲直りしたいってこの日記に書いた。
Really? I had no idea your father was that kind of person. What did he write?
見たいだろうと思って写真に撮ってきたよ。
Luke hands you his phone so you can look at the photos. You recreate the scene in your mind as you read the playful writing. Luke's home. Percival Pierce sits by the dining table with Luke in the crib next to him. Luke, hands on the bars, look at his father scratching his head.
夏彦、母さんはどうしたら許してくれるだろうな。
Luke looks at his father, not knowing what's going on, and gestures something with his right hand.
母さんを食事に誘ってみるか。そうだ。思えば、お前が生まれてからは一度も母さんと食事に出かけてなかったな。よし。父さんは出張から帰ってきたら、母さんをあのレストランに連れて行こうと思う。
Luke tilts his head, seemingly asking his father which restaurant it is.
まだお前を連れて行ったことがなかったか。実は父さんが母さんに告白したところなんだよ。調べたら告白の成功率が 100% のお店らしくてね。もしお前が大きくなった時にこの店がまだあったら、好きな子を誘って食事に行ってみなさい。
The child in the crib makes some sounds.
お店の住所を育児日記に書いておこう。母さんを誘って仲直りの後押しをしてもらいたいことも。
Luke kicks the bars a few times while his father scribbles.
ごめんなさいと書いた方がいいかな。うちの夏彦はしっかりしているようだ。よし、書けた。父さんと母さんが食事に行くときは、あの子の家に預かってもらうことになるけど。あの子に会えるからって手足をバタつかせて喜ぶとは、本当に父さんの言うことが分かっているみたいだな。
You give Luke back his phone and want to ask if his parents met up after that. But you realize that he was still a toddler then and probably doesn't have any memories of it, so you change the topic. So, you found this place using the address your father left behind?
そういうこと。それで予約したらオーナーは変わってなくて、俺の両親を覚えてくれてたみたいでさ。
Luke is so animated that you think he probably learned a lot about his parents from talking to the owner.
ちなみに今日のメニューは父さんが母さんを思ってオーナーに頼んで特別に作ってもらったものなんだ。効き目もあったからその後メニューに加えたんだって。
They must have made up then.
みたいだな。二人が記念写真を撮ったのを壁に飾ってあるらしいんだけど、見てみないか？
Sure. The food is not here yet, so the two of you walk over to the wall of photos. More than 20 years have passed, but their youth remains unchanged in the photo. They sit across from one another, with his mother talking about something excitedly and his father listening intently. They look really happy.
そうだな。とても幸せだったんだよ。
Luke nods and notices that food has been served.
さあ、俺たちも料理をいただこう。
Maybe it's because you still have the story of his parents fresh on your mind, but the food is delicious. This is really good.
それは何よりだ。よかったら、父さんが勧めてたデザートも食べてみないか？
You look at the empty place on the table and regretfully shake your head with your hands on your stomach. I would love to, but I'm full.
じゃあ、一口だけ食べて、あとは俺が食べるよ。
It's rare for Luke to be so insistent. Maybe he has a thing about this particular dessert. You sound like you really want to try.
そうかな。なんていうか、父さんのおすすめだから。
Let's do it.
ありがとう。取ってくるよ。
Upon obtaining your permission, he happily walks to the kitchen. After a few minutes, Luke comes back with an exquisite dessert and puts down the plate in front of you.
よし。一番にお前が切ってくれ。急いで食べるんじゃなくて、フィリングをすくって混ぜて食べるのが美味しいって。
He hands you an elegant spoon with a huge smile on his face, giving away the secret. Even a dense person could tell that there's a surprise hidden in the dessert. You deliberately poke at the dessert from different angles to tease him. The look on his face changes with where your spoon is. You both think he would grab your hand and go for it if he could.
あのさ、真ん中から切るのがいいと思う。
Isn't that too obvious? I guess. Luke is cute when he's flustered, but you decide to play along. You stick the spoon into the middle and hear a faint sound of metals colliding. You look at Luke, who is eagerly waiting for you to unearth what's inside the dessert. If you hadn't already accepted his proposal, you would have guessed that there is a ring inside. While you are wondering what kind of surprise it might be, you dig up a heart-shaped ruby ring. A ring? Luke wipes the cream off the ring with a wet tissue and gets down on one knee. You finally see that the ruby in the middle is surrounded by smaller diamonds. Compared to the four-leaf clover ring that he made when you were young, this ring is much more polished. When did you make this?
首都にいた頃、ステラ市に戻ってお前に告白するなら、プレゼントを贈ろうって考えてたから。だけど、その後。
He doesn't continue and looks into your eyes instead.
受け取ってくれるか？
It's a little unnecessary to ask this question again, but this is what Luke has always wanted. If there weren't all those accidents, the ring would have been on your finger already. You want to complete this belated ceremony with him. Of course. As Luke slips the ring on your finger, the familiar tune of Prom Serenade drifts through the restaurant speakers. A white screen descends on the wall that you're facing as the light dims. A projector plays a slideshow of photos of you. Furiously working on homework when you were little, winning the debate tournament during middle school, looking back at the camera while giving a speech in high school. After reuniting with Luke, there are photos of you under the fireworks, next to the dining table at home, and at the aquarium.
俺が何を撮って秘密のアルバムに入れてるのか、ずっと気になっていただろ？今なら言える。 ずっとお前しか見てなかった。
Resigned, you squeeze his smug face.
なんだよ。嫌だったか？
Look, from today, you need to put photos of us in the album. You let go and take his phone before he can react, then snap a photo of the two of you.
俺まだ準備できてなかったのに。
Well, now you know what I feel like when you take photos of me when I'm not looking. You give him back the phone and issue a stern warning. You look good, don't delete it.
仰せのままに。
At the end of the confession, you quietly hold onto the gift you prepared for Luke. But he is one step ahead of you and pulls out 2 tickets for an overnight stay at the aquarium.
今晩はまた水族館へ行って泊まろうよ。
Why all of a sudden? You let the gift fall back into your bag.
リニューアルした水族館にカップル専用エリアができたらしくてさ。評判もすごく良さそうだったから予約した。
Looking smug again, he waves the tickets in his hand. You have no reason to say no, so... Sure, you took me there last time too. Let's find out what's changed. Aquarium. You notice that the renovation has made the aquarium generally quieter. The overnight area is blocked off after closing to ensure privacy, and they put a large comfortable bed in the middle. It looks more like a themed hotel, but the brightness and the temperature are controlled to make it habitable for the fish. Standing in front of the glass and looking at the fish, memories of the last visit come rushing back. I almost pushed you off the bed last time. I hope it won't happen again. Luke holds you from behind and puts his chin on your shoulder, with his face so close to yours you can almost feel his warmth.
本当はお前のせいじゃないんだ。
Then why was I on your side when I woke up? Surprised, you turn to look at Luke, who keeps his head down so you won't see the look on his face.
俺、あの朝、とても早く目が覚めちまって。
His sadness is reflected in the water, but it's blurry. You didn't know about his illness at that time and simply enjoy his company. Can you tell me what happened that morning? You turn to face him, but he averts your gaze.
話すほどの価値もないっていうか。
But I want to know. I didn't know about the pain you were in. I think it is worth sharing. I want to know everything about you. If only you had known it sooner, you wouldn't have let him suffer by himself. Since everything was in the past, Luke smiles and finally stops evading, telling you everything.
あの日。
Luke covers his mouth, careful not to wake the girl that finally fell asleep. He wants to go outside, but doesn't want to leave the sleeping girl behind.
よく寝てる。
He mumbles something, and his finger lingers near her face.
何をやってるんだ俺は。こいつの隣にいる資格なんてもうないのに。やっぱり外に出よう。こんなことで起こしたくない。
He looks down, and it takes him a long time to turn his longing gaze away.
おやすみ。良い夢を。だから俺がベッドを抜けた後にお前は転がってきたんだと思う。
What time was that?
朝の3時か4時くらい。まだ暗い時間だったな。
And you waited outside until I found you? Luke nods quietly.
戻ったら起こしちまいそうだったし。
You can't imagine Luke waiting alone for the sun to come up outside the quiet aquarium. It was a long time ago, but it hurts nonetheless. Fortunately, there is no one else around. You grab his shirt and you convey your pent-up emotions clumsily through your pull action. But your clumsiness also makes this a short and hurried kiss. You can't even do this right, and your eyes well up with tears. Luke takes your left hand and kisses it lightly.
知ってたか？あの頃の俺は、こんな風に、お前に触れられるなんて、思ってもなかった。
Your words are interrupted by Luke's lips. This kiss feels different from the last one. His lips are soft and hot, and his arms drop tighter around you, bringing the two of you closer together. You can hear your own heartbeat. You two have been together for a long time, but you still get butterflies in your stomach. You cling onto his shirt because you want to feel his presence, even if you have to give up breathing.
大丈夫か？
Luke finally lets go after a long time. He's blushing from his cheeks to the back of his ears. Mm-hmm.
俺、迷ってばかりで、お前といい未来を築けないんじゃないかって気がかりだった。複雑に考えすぎて、臆病になってた気がする。
Luke apologizes profusely while looking into your eyes.
こんな未来が手に入ると思わなくて、大切にしたかったんだ。なくしてしまうのを恐れて、前に進めなくなるくらい。
Silly, aren't I the same? You give him a peck on his lips to stop him from criticizing himself. Promise me that you will come to me for help whenever this happens again. I want to be a part of your life, including your emotions, so don't leave me out of it.
わかったよ。
The warm hands on your shoulder pull you into a deep embrace again.
俺は、今すごく幸せだ。お前とどんな時も分かち合えるならって。
A kiss covers your lips before you can react. If the last kiss was a passionate one, this is unusually tender. Your breath merged as one, dissolving all anxiety and hesitation from your hearts. A glowing fish happens to swim by slowly, lighting up Luke's blushing face.
お前に誓うよ。一生、俺たちは一緒にいる。これからは、同じ未来に向かっていこう。一日一日が大事な記念日になって、思い出になるように。
You get on your tiptoe and kiss him in response. Better keep your promise.
ああ、一生守るさ。
As if on cue, the aquarium plays its goodnight music, reminding everyone that the lights will be turned off in half an hour. But you still haven't given Luke his gift. I have to hurry. Luke, close your eyes first.
目を、今。
You nod and ask him to hurry. Once he closes his eyes, you quietly take the gift out of the bag. You put it in on your palm and make sure the angle is just right. You can open your eyes now.
これを俺に？
Yes, to celebrate your recovery and our new future. He opens the box and takes out the dog tag that you repaired. He is surprised for a moment, then laughs.
ちぎれた革紐を組紐でつなげたのか。
Yes, I will wait myself. It's not as difficult as the ring you made, though.
嬉しいよ。
Like a child receiving a gift for the first time, Luke looks over the dog tag several times. What are you looking for?
この組紐に見覚えがある気がしてさ。どこで見たんだっけ？そうだ、思い出した。小学生の頃、組紐で作ったブレスレットがすごく流行ったよな。お前も2つ作ってたろ。
Yes, and you wouldn't wear it then.
でも結局はお前の思い通りになったじゃないか。
That's because you're lost in the dice roll. He smiles but doesn't say anything. An idea suddenly flashes across your mind. Could it be? Did you lose on purpose?
お前が作ってくれて、俺がつけないわけないだろ。
Then what was with the dice roll? He looks away a little embarrassed.
つけるのに、それなりの理由が必要だったんだよ。
You recall that Luke was the most popular kid in the area. It would have been a little weird if the others knew he willingly put on the bracelet. Do we have to roll the dice again this time?
もちろんそんなことはしない。でも、
Luke solemnly puts it back in your hand. Huh?
お前に持ってもらった方がいいと思うんだ。これは俺の命を救ってくれたし、お前が作った幸運の組紐のお守りでもあるだろ。お前のそばにあれば、俺は希望も目標も持ち続けることができる。俺がどこに行っても、ここに連れ戻してくれるって。
Why do you make it sound like it's a kite string? He shakes his head.
そうじゃない。お前が、
The light dims with his words, and only the faint glow from the creatures in the water remains. But you don't have time for that, because with the darkness come his warm embrace and moist kisses. Aquarium. Sweet dreams. Maybe it's because you're in the aquarium, but Luke is still asleep when you wake up. You turn and trace the lines of his face with your eyes, long eyebrows, a high nose, and soft lips. You can kiss him if you move just a little. He's still asleep and won't notice, right? You spring into action and touch his lips slightly. He grabs your wrist as you retreat.
お前、こんな朝っぱらからどうしたんだ？
Why are you pretending to be asleep? You try to argue to hide the embarrassment from getting caught.
起こしたのはお前だろ。
He paused and looks at you at his watch before pulling you into his arms and rubbed your head with his chin.
まだ早いし、もう少し寝ようよ。
You're sleeping in now. Unlike hotels, you both have to leave before the aquarium opens for the day. You try to wake him up by wriggling, but he holds you tight.
動かないで。もう少し腕の中にいてくれたら、起きるから。
He closes his eyes, but his ears are bright red from blushing. Fine, just a while longer. He mumbles something as he drifts off to sleep. Maybe next time you should ask the aquarium to extend their overnight stay. As the thought crosses your mind, you drift off to sleep with him once more.
この ID タグは俺の幸運のお守りだったから、今はお前が持ってくれる方がいいんだ。ここには俺の個人情報が彫られてるけど、こうしてると願い事の札みたいに見えてくるな。裏にお前のことを彫ったら、俺たち二人を守ってくれるようになるんじゃないか。この幸運の結び目を見ると、俺たちの小さかった頃を思い出さないか。ほら、二人で同じ願い事をすると必ず叶うってやつ。本当だったみたいだ。こうやって俺たちは互いに支え合う関係になったんだから。この紐かなり古くなってたと思うけど、まさかお前が手直ししてあの頃よりもっと綺麗にしちまうなんてな。やっぱりお前はいろんなことをいい方向に導いてくれる不思議な力を持ってるよ。